J'ai rencontré Jonas en Libye en 2019. J'étais en mission pour Médecins sans frontières. Il était emprisonné dans le centre de détention pour migrants de Zintan, qu'on appelle aussi Dar el Jebel. Octobre 2021, je le retrouve en Belgique. You remember that picture?
Of course, yeah, I remember. On Zintan 2019.
You guys, you were always coming to that window?
Of course, we closed for a lot of months without sunlight, you know. We came to close to see the light in the small window.
Everybody will come to that window?
A lot of people are behind us, yeah, everybody. But you know, we are in the first with the window. Even me, because I speak English, that's why I came to meet you. I came early, they gave me away, that mean.
You remember for how long you didn't see the light?
Almost 7 months or something. 7 months. From September 2018 until April, 2019. It is very hard, you know. Sometimes when I think that what I passed before, how many my friends, they lost, how many people they die in front of us, you know. It is not far, you know, for Zintan. Even for Zintan, how many people dead in front of because of TV, everything.
Jonas s'est évadé de Zintan en octobre 2019. Depuis, la prison a été fermée et les migrants ont été évacués. I'd like to ask you if you know a bit what happened to the other people in Zintan detention center.
After they evacuated them to Tripoli, all of them they dispersed, you know. Most of them they rent a house in Garigarish, some of them in Abu Salim, in everywhere, that mean.
Quelques jours avant notre entretien, plus de 4000 migrants ont été arrêtés dans le quartier de Gergaresh, à Tripoli. Nous appelons un ami de Jonas, érythréen comme lui. Il est encore en Libye et a réussi à échapper à cette rafle.
Just we got the information from those who released them, 2 or 3, but there is no contact on phone, there is no electric. Even they took their phones, all of them, most of them.
Nobody has been killed?
What he said, from 30 up to 40, already they count, they dead, they shoot them. Those are from, all of them African, that mean, from Nigeria and all West African, that mean.
De nombreux abris de migrants ont été rasés. Des milliers d'entre eux se sont retrouvés à la rue. Certains manifestent devant les bureaux du Haut-Commissariat des Nations Unies pour les réfugiés et réclament leur évacuation.
You know, most of them, they spend 4 years, 5 years in Libya, in the detentions. Still now, that means they didn't evacuate them. There is women with their child, that means. So still now they are shouting, you see. They are shouting for help, at least for the medical assistance. Again, they arrest them. They don't have them a place to go. A safe place, that means. They don't want you, you know. You can move free. They kidnap you during the night. Or they knock the house, they came and they shoot them because they took their phones or something. How you can do that?
Did you experience that, those dangers of living in Libya?
Of course, I was in fear, you know. You close the door, the compound. When they knock the door, you feel always in fear, you know. Everyone, you know, they have a gun, you know. They came, they know you are Eritrea or Somalia beside them in one house. They came and they take everything.
Jonas a passé 3 ans en Libye. Il a été emprisonné dans 5 centres de détention. You're often thinking to those who are still in Libya?
Of course. We're still in Libya, so what? Sometimes I feel partial, you know. Your mates, your friends, they're suffering. Yeah, especially at this moment, it is very hard to cross through the sea. Even they control everything. They brought back them, still.
You mean the Libyan Coast Guard is bringing them back?
And yeah, Libyan Coast Guard.
You know that the Libyan Coast Guard is paid by the
Funding by European Union, yeah. You know that.
What do you think of that?
This is criminal. Inhuman that. When they bring back you to the detentions, you know, the consequences there. A lot of people died there. So I think this is inhumanity for the EU. Still, they are funding them. They brought back people.
Ce n'est qu'à sa troisième tentative de traversée que Jonas réussit à atteindre l'Europe. En juillet 2020, il débarque à Malte. How did you find Malta?
Malta, you know, I didn't expect like that. Malta, you know, there is no medical assistance at all, even in the camp. You know, it is very crowded. Many people there, they develop mental disorder. Many I saw, too many, because they are waiting for evacuation to third country. Well, they are saying when you go to ask them, there are too many immigrants. We don't have. We can offer to learn for all of you. There is no chance. They have to wait. They have to wait. They are upsetting. That's why they are trying to move out from Malta. 3 years I spent in Libya, you know. I was not thinking like that when I was not thinking. One day I didn't think that I will spend 3 years or something in Libya.
Are you happy to be in Europe?
Yes. At least I am safe. I can move. Even if I got a document, I can learn, I can walk. You know, sometimes I'm excited because I have reached Europe. Not like my friends, they are left behind me. Some people, they came before me in Libya. Still they are there, suffering there. So...
You mean you're divided, like...
Yeah, divided. Happiness being here and sadness about he left them, their friends, behind.